lot of comments about the Eques Pants, which are basically like bike shorts that are underwear. This is the back. And then they do have like a cotton gusset on the inside.
I feel like these are the closest thing I can imagine to wearing like Mormon garments.
My panty lines. I gave this an 8 out of 10 because there's no line at the butt, right? Because they go down to your knees, but there is a line at the knee. So it's like a little hard to grade, nothing actually on your butt. So 8 out of 10. For seams rubbing, I gave this a 6 out of 10. There is a seam that goes right under the seat bones, and that seam did rub me quite significantly. I think it kind of depends on your shape. Breathability, I'm gonna give these a 4 out of 10. It definitely felt like I was wearing pants under my pants. I wore these at thermal and it was like 90 plus degrees and it was hot. The gusset area is really breathable and very comfortable, like the gusset that actually sits sort of underneath of your lady bits. But I do wish that that came up higher. I wish that it sort of covered the entire front part. Drying sweat wicking, I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10. I did really feel I was wearing 2 pairs of pants, but I didn't feel sweat log. General comfort, I'm gonna give them maybe like a 6.5 out of 10. They don't move. Like when you put your breeches on, I thought they would roll up and they don't, and that's great. And I think you guys will understand. Let me show you. We're friends now. Okay, when I have things up in my situation, I pull my pants down like this, right? But when you have the pants on underneath of them, you can't. So it's like I can pull my pants down sort of, but it's hard because I was getting both things pinched in, and it's hard to like separate what's what to kind of rearrange everything, which is a little bit tricky. Wedgies, 9 out of 10. I didn't have a lot of issue with the wedgies. The only problem was the not being able to pull them down, because obviously when you're riding, everything kind of like rides up. And I'm adding this as compression because I know that this is a factor for a lot of people. They are pretty mid-rise, so they give a good compression across the lower abdomen as well as the entire leg. So if you're worried about smoothing and sort of compressing on the leg and the abdomen and everything kind of tucking in and being really held tightly in, I would give that like an 8 out of 10. It does an excellent job doing that. For me, I find that to be a little restrictive and uncomfortable, but it does kind of feel like shapewear. And I'm not going to explain this well, but not on purpose, just because I've tried now 4 times. But you have like the pants, the Eques pants, and then your breeches on top. And so when you're sitting against the horse, your breeches kind of slide because the Eques pants are a little slippery. So your breeches kind of slide. And so it's a little bit harder to feel quite as secure down into the saddle because part of it is moving. This is terrible. But anyway, I felt a little slippery and a little less like connected and stuck to the saddle. So yeah, overall, it's interesting and there's some good parts to it. The gusset is extremely comfortable and breathable. I wish they would just honestly make like an entire underwear out of that material. That'd be great. But they are very different from anything I've ever used. And I don't know.